Hello. So recently I've seen online a lot of people talking about using the A1, the anti-gravity A1 goggles with some kind of a monitor. So either other people can see what you're looking at or possibly flying without your goggles over your eyes. And I thought I'd take up the challenge and see if it was possible to do that. Come to find out it is. It's very possible. Went on Amazon, bought this monitor, the Vilva. It was like 40 bucks. And it came with the monitor, a cover for it, magnetic cover, USB-C data cable, and mini HDMI to HDMI cable. And I thought, what if I put it in my car, mounted on the dashboard? I have a magnetic phone mount, so I put it up against it to hold it in place, and plug my goggles into it and see if I could fly that way. Come to find out I could. So I flew it about 2 kilometers away while sitting in my car with the air conditioning running, because this is Florida and it's 900,000 degrees out. Anyway, it was in the 90s with high humidity, so it felt like over 100. And I do not like that. So this is the monitor. It doesn't have any of its own power. You're supposed to plug it into something else. Now, I wasn't sure if that was going to be a problem, like I'd have to have a portable battery source or something. But come to find out, it works with the goggles. The goggles have enough power to power it about 40%. So it's not super bright with the goggles plugged into it, but it does work. So let's see what we can do here. See if I can set this up without falling down. It has a little stand. I don't particularly care for it. Power up the goggles. Now, one thing you're going to notice when you use this thing sees exactly what your goggles see. So if your goggles are tilted, the image on here is going to be tilted. So you just plug it into the port there, hang it over the edge so it'll look kind of straight. On the side, you have 2 C's in the HDMI. And you'll see when I plug this in, it should power on, providing everything goes right. Oh, there you go. So let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. No, it wants to face track me. Okay. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there you go. And I can't see because I'm looking at a phone backwards and whatnot, but see, you got the menu, everything, and you can fly that way. And you will see exactly what the goggles see. So after this intro, I'm going to show you what I did. I flew the drone from inside my car 2 kilometers away in a built up area. It wasn't high buildings, but it was single family homes and some other buildings. And I didn't have any problem with it. Once I got about 2 kilometers, I started noticing a drop off in signal. So I hit the return to home button and it flew all the way home. And then I landed it myself because there's a lot of trees around my property and I didn't want to, have it just sit there. All right. So without further ado, let's go see what it is that I did. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll explain what I did. And if I remember, I'll put the links to what I bought here. Basically, it's just this on Amazon, just this monitor, the Vilva, and it come with the cable, so you just plugged it into your goggles and you were good to go. So let me get started with the video. Okay, so I have the drone sitting out on the ground right now, and I'm sitting inside the vehicle. I'm taking off, and I'm going to fly forward to clear the trees. So I have a lot of trees over my property. Once I get clear, I'm going to bring the elevation up to 120 meters, which is roughly 400 feet. That is the FCC regulation. The added height helps clear obstacles that are on the ground. The farther you get away, the more those obstacles get in the way because of the angle. As I said before, I'm actually sitting in my car and I'm looking at that monitor I showed you before that I have mounted on my dashboard. It's a little hard to see. I even plugged in my USB to a power source in the car, which brought it up to 100% visibility, but I kind of had it in the middle of my dashboard instead of right in front of me. I could see the terrain and the sky and everything well, but the indicator showing where exactly I'm flying was difficult to see. I was also able to see the data on the screen pretty well, like whether I had signal or not, how far away I was, and how much battery life. I could see all that, and that I was recording and whatnot. But like I said, that little indicator dot or that square that shows where you're flying, I guess it's more of a diamond because it's on its tip. But that was a little difficult to see against this kind of horizon. There was a lot of white clouds, and that indicator is also white. You see, I went up to this height limit. I like to bring it down a little bit. If you just aim a little below the horizon, you'll take care of that, obviously. Okay, so I just passed my first landmark, which was about 400 some meters in front of my house. I flew the same route one time at night, sitting outside, and I only made it to about 1,000 meters. I was sitting in a chair on the ground, and it was night, so I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. I got a little nervous. The more I fly, the braver I get. They were coming up on the 800 meter mark. You can see it's flying very well. It's about almost 12 meters a second. I don't know what that is in miles per hour. I don't really care how fast I'm going. This is in normal mode. I thought if I put it in sport mode, it might use up the battery quicker. I didn't know. Or lose a signal easier. Still experimenting. It's relatively new to me. Okay, I'm at about 1,300 meters. About 1,500 meters is where this road is. It's another landmark for me. And then this thing that kind of looks like a mini lake up here, it's called Double Hammock Creek, because it actually is a creek that runs north and south and all willy wonky through the streets of my town. Here I am at roughly 1,700 meters. I'm over the water. Say it's starting to lose signal, as you can tell, the HD and the RC. Got a little nervous, but I'm still pushed it because I want to get the 2 kilometers. I flew it once before, the same day, but like usual, I forgot to press record on anything, so I had to go back and redo it after I changed out the battery. Okay, we're nearing the 2 kilometer mark, and there it goes. Time to turn it around. 2 kilometers and 49 meters. I'm going to hit the return to home button. Now I removed the audio track from when I was flying, because all it does is make an annoying beep all the way home. But as you can see, it's doing very well, finding its own way back home. So I now trust that feature. I'm actually rather pleased with this thing. I suppose if I was up at very high elevation and flying over the desert or some water, I could probably get a lot farther. So far I'm still not comfortable even if I was out there. We have a lot of, I'm on the coast, so we have ocean out, or the Gulf of America, but I'm not comfortable flying my drone over the water that far. For one, I don't have insurance or anything on it, and this is a very expensive drone, as you know. And I'm not willing to lose it. I'm having too much fun with it. 1,500 meters and dropping about 114 meters up. Doing pretty good on everything. Now if you notice, the goggle battery is going down a little quicker than normal, and that's because I have this monitor plugged into it and it's using some of the battery from it, but it still had plenty. If you have someone sitting next to you, it's a lot better for them to look at something like this than to try to stare in your face at that little monitor that's on the goggles. Thousand meters to home. That road running horizontal is my about 500 meter benchmark. It's doing very well. We had about a 7-mile-per-hour wind, I think. Usually when I get up this high, I wind up getting wind warnings around here because of the coastal breeze. This was a very calm day, but it was extremely hot, and that's why I was sitting in my car with the AC blowing full blast. I was surprised I got a signal through it, to tell you the truth. Actually, I think I got a better signal sitting in my car than I did on the ground. Getting near to home. .350 meters. Now when it gets close to my home point, I'm going to turn off the auto return, because if you notice, I have a lot of trees, like I said, over my property, and I don't want it to I won't actually show you the landing, but you understand. Anyway, I rather like doing this. I thought it was a good deal and had a lot of fun doing it. And I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you have any questions on how I did it, what I had to do, trials or tribulations involving it, just let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer everybody. I don't usually get any comments. I don't know if people understand what I'm doing or don't care. Either way, I'm here. I'm old. I have nothing better to do than try to entertain you. And I'll see you next time on Florida Air Dude.